Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TCR Grand Prix. This is the 11th annual TCR Grand Prix, and we are here for round 6 out of 12, already halfway through. Time really does fly when you're having fun. And we are here today for extra points, and we'll get into this in just a second. If you guys notice, I'm on here at 8:45. I'm actually on time because we are getting into one-shot quali right about now for the start of the TCR Grand Prix. So here's how this format will work. We will have a one-shot qualifying to determine the order of the 5-lapper, and the pole winner of the one-shot qualifying will get an extra bonus point, an extra little piece of candy to add to the collection. And then after that, we will have a 5-lap sprint race to determine the starting order of the feature. And it looks like we are about to get ready with the one-shot quali. You see the timer ticking down, ready to go for the TCR Grand Prix. We do have a couple of drivers returning tonight, some familiar faces that you might have heard of. One of them, we dropped him back off on the street, but the creature is back tonight. Not in the commentary booth, but he is out on track, and you will see his name here in 0 seconds. That is right, Seafreeze is back tonight in the driver's seat this time. There he is in his favorite car, the RB car. And we're going to watch him here as we begin the one-shot quali. The pole winner will get a bonus point towards the championship. And we'll see how Seafreeze does here as he goes through Sector 1. Lots of corner names. If you're looking for a lot of unique corner names, this is the track for it. Silverstone, known for its history, as Seafreeze rounds his way through Turn 7. And he's about to make his way into the Max Verstappen corner of cops. It's not actually called the Max Verstappen corner, alright? FIA merchants, please do not come at me. But Seafreeze returning tonight, maybe a little bit rusty. 9th on the grid right now. If you look towards the top, JMB and B-Tom are going at it. Let's see if we can get to B-Tom a little bit quicker. As B-Tom rounds his way through Stowe and down into Vale. Turns 16 and 17. Does he get the acceleration into turn 18 to the finish line? He does. B-Tom goes provisional pole, 26.3. He gets an extra bonus point towards the championship, which, by the way, he is the championship leader. 117 points now for B-Tom. And I noticed his championship rival, Mr. JMB, was right behind him. Kluka, the only driver who couldn't keep all 4 wheels on the racetrack there, so he's adding his name to the naughty list very early on in the going. But another driver, which, by the way, good lap time for El Capitan, making his return to the grid since... It might have been since Season 15. I know he raced in Season 15. I'm not sure about Season 16. But El Capitan coming back from the dead. Putting up a solid lap, too. For his first race back, that's a good solid lap. Because one shot is not easy. You got to really hit your marks. They throw you straight into the fire. And when someone throws you straight into the fire, it's like you're playing a game of hot potato with yourself. Because... your feet are going to get toasty. But B-Tom on provisional pole for the start of the TCR Grand Prix. Put your predictions down in the comments for the 5-lapper. You know what? We'll do predictions for this. Well, you know, I gotta find a different video of this. It always gives me an ad before I play this song. I should just go on to Apple Music and just, you know, I don't like having multiple apps up at the same time. But I'm going to go for the 5-lapper. You know what? I noticed the last couple of weeks, you guys better get ready for this. I've bet against JMB, so I'm going to bet for him in the sprint race because my predictions usually go wrong. So if he crashes out in the sprint race, no big deal. I'll go JMB, B-Tom, and I don't know, I'll go Lion P3. We are about ready to go here for the 5-lap sprint race. Everyone on the grid and go, go, go. Here we go. Off the line, a bit of wheel spin for B-Tom. JMB is right there as we head into turn 1. This tight right-hander does get a little messy at times. P3 up for grabs. Jose ahead of some guy. They're 3 wide back. There's contact being made. Feathers getting ruffled. That's Lion in the mix. 3 wide. He loses a couple spots there to F&D and Mahmood, who are side by side here as they make their way down the straightaway. Jose trying to survive here as they make their way down into turn 6. Looks like Jose is going to hold on to the spot ahead of Sir Charles. Charles looking for his first podium of the year somehow. Probably because I'm picking him every week. That's the issue. Let's take a look at the positions gained and lost here as they head through Cops. Some guy, not a good start. He had a great one-shot quality, but all for naught. If he's down in P5, it looks like Charles may have missed Maggots, but he did have a relatively good Beckett's. You know, Maggots and Beckett's, they go together like bread and butter. You really can't have one without the other, as JMB on the tail of B-Tom. P10, Seafreeze, there he is, going around Deathstroke. And there are points up for grab in the 5-lapper. We got, let's take a look here. So I've gotten this wrong in the past, and the TCR police have come at me for this. So, the first place driver, as of now, B-Tom, will get 5 points, along with his additional point that he got for the one-shot pull. JMB would be getting 3, and Jose would be getting 1. Fastest lap does get a point, so I'm sure Kaluka will come in and pit and... goes, oh, car sideways! That's F&D off the road. And that is off in turns 3 and 4. Well, F&D might be the one coming to the pits now. B-Tom, JMB, this is how it's looked all season long thus far, as the two of them are approaching Cops coming out of Woodcut. This is a great camera shot, cameraman. Good stuff there. JMB peeking to the outside, not really much that you can do there. As, whoa, is that side by side through Cops, Kaluka, and Deathstroke? Deathstroke going to yield. Seafreeze kind of in no man's land. GTR Lion, I took a chance on him getting up there in the podium. Not sure it's going to happen. But if these two keep going at it, then hey, maybe anyone can get up there. As JMB, maybe I should start betting on you. When I don't bet on you, you win. When I bet on anyone, they lose, but maybe JMB can break the curse as he puts up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, 127.5. And this is really, though, this is such an outlier because these drivers don't typically race in 5-lappers unless if they want to go play with the hooligans in the public lobbies. You know, it's like when you're going out for a walk and you decide if you want to go deep into the woods or not. You never know who you're going to find deep in the woods, right? It could be a little sketchy, so. You don't want to play with strangers deep in the woods, but you do want to play with helicopters in the woods. Do not try that at home, but we do have a helicopter shot of some guy. First helicopter shot of the day. Cameraman, you're getting a bonus from me. This is awesome so far. Look at how high up he is. Man, is he getting into some cloud cover here? Man, that's high up. And it looks like B-Tom may not have had the best lap here. He is down 7/10 on JMB. But he is saving his battery, and this is what I talked about. B-Tom's still within DRS, so he may be waiting until the end to release his load and get ahead of JMB as, oh man, Deathstroke nearly wiped out FNT. That was a little too close for comfort there on, Yep, and that may be something that F&D might want to get removed, although I don't know if it's really going to do much unless he somehow gets up in the podium. As all this does is set the starting order for the feature race. If you get in the top 3, there are points on the line. As F&D hits him, that should have been disastrous, but he keeps it on the road. I think F&D is maybe trying to get back at Deathstroke there for running him off the road into the Goonies. P4 up for grabs, and really P3 up for grabs as Charles has closed into Jose, and this is a point on the line for these 3. And really, if you look at the championship, this is a spot in points up for grabs right now, as that guy has 35 and that guy has 36. So whoever gets this point here could be going up to P6 in the standings, as, I think these two have the same number. Huh. Lots of battles happening, as expected. If this were a different track, though, you know, if this were like Monza, oh my god, that would be something. As we approach the final lap of the race, F&D has gotten by Deathstroke. Final lap for JMB. He may be at a disadvantage because B-Tom has not touched that battery at all. And Kluka is quitting on us for the 5-lapper. Not sure what the point of that is. Just finish the race and get your starting spot. But B-Tom still not using the battery. I think he's really going to wait until the Hangar Straight, which comes after Maggots and Beckett's in Sector 3. Behind these two, Sir Charles may be setting himself up here on Jose, but man, he's got a full train of cars behind him, including Capitan. This is where our attention is at, though, for the pole position for the feature and 5 points. This is going to be crucial for the championship, as these two separated by 17 points as of now. Can B-Tom extend that lead? He's going around J&B and he's got the spot. For P3, Charles gets Jose, and that's a point right there between those two. B-Tom, final couple of corners, starting nice and pretty for the TCR Grand Prix feature. He wins the 5-lap race. And look at this battle here, side by side at the line. Photo finish. Mahmoud gets GTR Lion by 1/1000th of a second. Oh my gosh. That might be one of the closest finishes on track we've ever seen. Not for the win, obviously, but wow. Mahmoud pulling a Kyle Larson there, 1/1000th of a second for the 7th spot, and that is a starting spot for the feature. So GTR Lion going to have to start about, I'd say, 3 feet farther back than where he was going to, but that's good. Good stuff there for B-Tom, knowing what to do with the battery there. And this is huge. B-Tom, man, the race hasn't even started and he's already scored 6 points. So he's at 122 in the championship. JMB did pick up 3. So there is now a 25-point gap at the front. I'm telling you, the TCR Grand Prix, man, it's ruthless. And he does get the fastest lap. Okay. B-Tom has a clean sweep in TCR Grand Prix qualifying. A clean sweep, 7 points. Wow. So make that 26 at the front, actually. And yeah, F&D probably should be starting up in 10th. There's not much you can really do about that now, though. But and we will reset got a little intermission, so if you haven't gotten your popcorn and drinks, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time because we will be taking a break. Pilot, what's going on? And you guys get to see an inside scoop as to how things go around here. And oh, look at that. Is this how it's going to start? I was thinking I would have to go and set the grid, but it looks like it might have done it for me, so... Oh, no, I'm going to have to do it myself. That's fine. We'll do it. Let's see. So what we will do, once we get back going, we will start the feature race based off of where people finished in the 5-lapper. So we got B-Tom, JMB, Sir Charles, Jose. Doing this on the fly here, looking at the results. El Capitan, 6th place. Looks like he has not lost anything since the last time he raced TCR. Pretty good starting spot. Mahmood, is there a way I could put GTR Lion like half an inch behind him on the screen? Because Seafreeze ended up 9th. Then we got Deathstroke, FND, and if Kaluka wants to come back and join us, then that will be that. But yeah, we will wait for everyone to get settled. But leave your predictions, comments, thoughts, concerns down in the chat. And they're silent, so looks like we will be going green here in just a second. You know, I think this is probably a good time actually to go over the points as top two in the points. B-Tom now 123. JMB has 97. Lion, 3rd with 52. He didn't have as good of a sprint race as I thought he was going to. He's got 52. Silent has 48. And rounding out the top 5 is Sir Charles with 36 points. All right. We will get this party underway with the feature race. Oh, actually, hold on. Before I do that, just got to make sure, because I know when you go from a 5-lapper to a 50%, when you reset the lobby, they tend to throw things off. So I'm just really making sure that everything is good to go. And like I said, yeah, see, you guys get a good point of view of what we do around here to set up the show. Yeah, that's good. And then we go. I already played the Get Ready for This song once already. If I click on it again, will it still give me the ad? It does again. Man, I gotta find something else. I gotta find a different one that doesn't do that. All right. In less than 30 seconds, we will get going. Y'all better get ready for this. All right. So that means we get another round of podium predictions. And by the way, I just want to point out the fact that I correctly guessed the winner for maybe the first time this year, as I correctly guessed J&B on the top set of the podium. So, you know, the thing is, J&B's pace last week, really good. J&B's pace this week, pretty good. I just don't think he was as smart with the battery. So, you know what? We'll do it again. Can I get a drum roll, please? My podium predictions will be, I've got J&B going back on top of the podium, winning the British Grand Prix. I got B-Tom finishing 2nd. And then Lion, he should have a podium by now. Charles should probably have a podium by now. I'm going to go Silent P3 because I don't think I've picked Silent yet this year. And Yeah, why not? He's starting at the back. Why not? Because I feel like we haven't had many insane races this year where people go off the road and people pull Joe Guan Yu into turn one. I mean, we are at Silverstone. So, oh, you know what I need? I need I need that as a sound effect. Because I feel like I could definitely use that. I can see myself using that more times than not. Pilot, you're choosing a good team to root for, by the way, because McLaren, they have 168 points, and Kick Sauber has 94. And this is before the 5-lapper, okay? If you include the 5-lapper, what are they at? McLaren has 175. And we're only halfway through a 12-race calendar. So, they're doing really good. Well, if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from starting the TCR Grand Prix, the Super Bowl of TCR, if you will. And really, screw the popcorns and drinks. I mean, if this is the Super Bowl, you got to get your nachos. Get your nachos, get your chicken, get your, what else? Soda. What else do people eat on Super Bowl? You got to get your mozzarella sticks out, right? You got to get your mozzarella stick, wave it all over the place. You know. Just let out the cheese. Let it out everywhere. And Silverstone tends to be crazy getting down into turn one, and we are about to see what these 12 drivers can do for the TCR Grand Prix. Round 6 out of 12. We are all on the grid, and it's time to get those engines fired, and we are going. B-Tom, once again, not the best start. This time, J&B is right with him here as they head through turn one. He's going to clear B-Tom right off the line. And Sir Charles is taking a swing at him here. What a bad start from B-Tom there. Let's see if he can get a run here on the outside into turn four. Not going to happen. B-Tom down 2 spots in those mediums. But this strategy could come back to help him here. Late in the going as J&B going defensive. Charles has B-Tom there on the inside, and he still gets by him. Silent already up a couple of spots here off the line. Seafreeze down to 11th. F&D, good run there. Again in his revenge there on Deathstroke. The return of the cakes. Oh, side by side in the cops possibly? Yikes, yeah, that was never going to work. Off the track goes Deathstroke, and he is losing everything. He might have to sell the house after this. Through Maggots and Beckett's, and he is at the caboose. Not a great start from the Mercedes driver as we take a look at the positions gained and lost. Mahmoud, not a good start. Some guy under pressure from GTR Line who's up 2 spots. They head into, I don't know what corner that is. And Silent up 3, and he's on my podium. So I'm glad to see that. What corner is that, by the way? That is Stowe. I didn't want to get that incorrect. I knew it was Stowe. I knew it. Some guy still on Lion here. Lion might have missed the apex a little bit right there. They make their way down into turn 3, man. Different lines all over the place here as we have a GTR Lion train here. Coming down the straight in Sector 1. Take a look at that. Oh, at the back.
Place to book. Any place.
Ignore the ad. Silent has gone around in turn 5. So, yeah, that's a commentator's curse. Picked him on the podium, said he got a great start, and now he's at the back. Man, I really gotta find videos that don't have ads. That's one thing I gotta get better at. Some guy taking a peek, a Lion. Not the best start at all. No wing damage for Lion, just got disconnected from the DRS train, which El Capitan is the caboose of. And I'm going to get my revenge on the YouTube ad system here, and I'm going to play a train noise as some guy is leading the train of the midfielders, and JMB is leading the train of the front runners. Yeah, Lion down to 7th. Because he got off the line well, but just wasn't able to stick with the top 5. Silent, not the best start at all. After getting off the line really well, he is going to have his work cut out for him here. And Mahmoud as well, not the best start. And really, when you head down this first straightaway, you really just got to stay in the DRS straight. It's hard to make an overtake happen if you're in such a big train down the Wellington straight there. It's hard to make something happen. But Seafreeze trying to hang on to his teammate, his slave. That might have not been the best word for it, but Freeze is the owner of the Freeze Foundation, and FND is in the Freeze Foundation, so naturally, you get the reference. And Lion going for something here on some guy, trying to get this overtake done here as they head into Stowe, and he has got it. And I'm not sure how much further up Lion is going to get here, at least for the time being. He's got 5,000 miles to go until El Capitan. Ooh, that's I've got so many ideas for new sound effects. That's a good one. There's a song called I'm Gonna Be 500 miles? Either way, GTR Lion has about 5,000 miles to go until he gets up to El Capitan. And because of that, he is under fire from some guy, because some guy has the juice. The juice is loose, and here he goes, taking a peek, and he's going to stay in line like a good boy into turn 6. And El Capitan, could we see a father-son podium tonight? We've seen it here at this track in this league before. Can it happen again? And man, I'm really glad I didn't put Charles on the podium, because every time I've put Charles on the podium this season, it seems like everything has gone wrong for him, and Charles is looking really good right now to have a great race. But B-Tom is going to have something to say about this as he gets ahead of him on those mediums. And that is something to keep in mind. 4 drivers on softs, 8 on mediums, 2 of them in the top 3 though. And now the question is, can B-Tom get by JMB? Because we're on lap 5, ladies and gentlemen. Time flies when you're cooking up laps. And these softs are only going to last so long before they fall off a cliff. And they're not going to get much better when you have corner exits like that. I think B-Tom knows not to force the issue. He's up here a lot. Been in many of these scenarios where you're battling for the lead. I think he's going to take his time here, and I think Charles may take his time as well, because they're pulling away from 4th place. Poor Jose is on a little island of his own here. Well, Capitan has joined the island. He was stranded, but Capitan, he found a raft, and now he is floating up to Jose. And the 2 of them are going to have a beach party. But all these guys, man, they're having a party in the Vatican City. That's how crowded it is back here for the 6th spot. For the lead, though, B-Tom gets him. Wow, wow, he got him. Quicker than I thought, actually. And we'll have to see how much these 2 leapfrog here as they make their way through Club. Not a nightclub. It's a day club. As FND goes off the road and he's around. A 3-second penalty to go with it. Insult to injury there. Man, I noticed GTR line, he takes these corners a lot deeper than some guy does, and interestingly enough, he gets better exits in both those corners, it seems like, but his battle may be up here, as at the front, these two are side by side, going through turn 7. J&B going to tuck back in line, but is he bump drafting him? Oh my word! Through cops, is he going to try it here? J&B! He's got a pair. Wow! That was gutsy. Through Maggots and Beckett's he goes, and that's great racing between the championship leaders. And El Capitan looking for something here. Like I said, man, we could be getting a father-son podium with J&B up there and El Capitan now up in 4th place. Mahmoud looking for something here on some guy. Some guy gives him the lane here through Stowe. Some guy gets a little wiggly. He's got the wiggles. But he's going to stay in line like a good Bahrainian? Yeah, like a good Bahrainian boy. This is what I'm looking for, though, because now that B-Tom's got a gap, does he stay ahead of J&B? Because how patient is J&B going to get? Patience is a virtue. It's a word, too, but it is a virtue, and some drivers have it, some don't. And in these scenarios, you definitely need to have patience, and especially if you're someone like Sir Charles here, who has a helicopter shot, and I'm sure he'll appreciate that, because we did countless of those in the booth together way back in the glory days. Up Maggots and Beckett's. Oh man, helicopter man, that was the perfect time to stay on the helicopter, but he jumped off too early. Ooh, not the best exit there out of Maggots and Beckett's. Jose is going to eat him up. He's got the spot. These two leapfrogging. These three may be leapfrogging here as Sir Charles is closing in on the top two who are going at it. And really, there's battles all over the place except for the remaining 4. Seafreeze, P9, FND had a spin there. He's P10, but Mahmoud got by some guy there, and Mahmoud up to P7. And really, I feel like a broken record, but this is the type of stuff that happens here as B-Tom leapfrogs him again. I need a Kermit the Frog sound effect. That's what I need next. Kermit the Frog for all these leapfrogging. Caution! That is FND once again. And FND, I hate to do this to you, but boy, you... Oh my god, these ads, man, they're trying to get every penny out of me today. Hold on, we're going to stick with this. You, sir, get the Fidget Spinner of the Race Award. Because FND, hate to say it, you cannot keep that car on the road. Sorry about the Fidget Spinner of the Race Award. These two pass each other again. I think Silent may be looking for something. Man, Silent, you gotta go. Where's my train sound effect? You gotta go. Come on. You gotta get up to the podium, Silent. I picked you. Come on. There we go. Yeah, make that pass. Get him. Nothing against you, Deathstroke. Really, look, I know this is going to happen every lap on the Wellington straightaway, but I'm addicted to overtakes. And I know the one time I don't watch these guys play leapfrog, they're going to crash off the road, Rosberg Hamilton style, and I'll miss the biggest moment of the season. So you gotta stay where the action is at. You know, it's my home. You gotta stay where your home is at. As J&B might have missed his apex a bit there. But that will not hurt him at all. There we go, helicopter man. I'm glad that you got back on the helicopter. Did they have to pick you up? Because you did fall out of the sky a couple minutes ago when I told you to stay on the helicopter. So, and FND has left. Not sure if that's intentional. Maybe he got hurt. Maybe I hurt his feelings by giving him the Fidget Spinner of the Race Award. If he did disconnect, man, insult to injury. I don't know why he would leave, though, because he's still got a shot at points. And his owner's in 9th. I'm sure his owner will not be happy with the slave walking out on him. That's going to result in extra punishment. Charles hanging on, 7/10ths back. He's still got a handful of battery, so it's not like he's hanging on a string here trying to stay with them. He's just kind of biding his time, you know? He's just really he's just a chill guy right now. El Capitan, maybe not so much. He may be, he's really, really on fire right now. Not in a good way, because it seems he's lost DRS, and that's like the nail in the coffin. But a great race, though, for El Capitan's first race back in like 100 seasons. Good stuff by El Capitan, and he's going to add some points to Alpine, as Alpine is third in Constructors, and they are in a tight battle with Red Bull, who has a whopping 0 drivers here tonight, so... Yeah, J&B, I wouldn't be touching that battery button if I were you. I would just stay where you're at. Only if you make a mistake. But here's the thing, though. He might want to start using it soon, because those softs, man, they ain't going to last much longer. As Mahmoud is going for more. Getting by GTR Lion there. Lion, not the best start I was expecting from him. For the guy that's third in points, he could be in jeopardy of losing that third place spot, depending on if Silent gets ahead of him here, as the two of them are separated by just 4 points. Although GTR Lion is looking for yet another Constructors' Championship. How many would that be for Lion? Because I know he's got at least 2. He won it. Did he win it last year? Pretty sure he won it last year. He won it in Season 16 as J&B is trying to do everything he can with those old softs. And VTOM as well looking for yet another Constructors' Championship, but nobody is going to catch the 7-time Constructor Champion of Mr. Steve Freeze, who's all by himself. You know what, Freeze? I'll cheer you up here. I'll get you a little helicopter sound effect. See, this is why I love the helicopter sound effect. They don't try to get some money out of me by throwing an ad in my face. I've never had an ad come up into my face. I've never had an ad come in my face with the helicopter sound effect. So I really appreciate it. And I might have to get another train video if we get another ad, as GTR Lion playing Leapfrog with Mahmoud. And some guy's looking to join the fun. That's the word of the day. Man, I really should have gotten a Kermit the Frog sound effect. As El Capitan has bitten the bullet, he has made his way into the pits. First person to come into the pits is El Capitan. Let's see what he does. Medium tires. And I think this is a good time to come. Good time to come. We'll see if Sir Charles comes, or if J&B comes, or if Deathstroke comes, because they're all on softs. You know, they're getting soft, so they might want to come. The tires ain't getting any harder. And this is where things are going to get interesting, though. Because does J&B, does he even bother trying to pass VTOM here? Because if he's going to come this time, then... Oh, VTOM went defensive there. I think he knew that J&B was going to try to get every little ounce out of this move as he could because JMB is coming into the pits. No speeding, down to neutral. Man, he was making sure that he would not get caught by the TCR police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. That's another sound effect. I've got my homework cut out for me after today. My creativity is kind of going off the rails tonight as Sir Charles. Take a look at this. He comes out. I don't know if he's going to be within a second of JMB. JMB's pit crew did a great job there. Jose as well. He could be within striking distance of Sir Charles. We'll have to see here as number 69 comes out of the pits. Take a look. Silent. The meat of the sandwich between JMB and Sir Charles. And the mood comes. Lots of drivers coming into the pits. Who else will come? Sir Charles came, Jose came, Capitan came, Mahmoud came. Who will come next? Will B-Tom come? Or will Lion come? It's hard to know when you're going to come. Because, yeah, these guys are on mediums, but we saw some guys come on lap 12 on softs. Oh, Mahmoud had to back out there. I think Deathstroke may have gotten a warning for going all four wheels off the track. Yeah, I'm really curious as to who's going to bite the bullet first, and I think some guy will do it. See, I wasn't crazy. Man, that's... And Seafreeze comes. Both RB guys come. Man, I wasn't crazy. I'm telling you, you can really almost do this halfway. But, Seafreeze, yeah, you're going to get held up a teeny tiny bit there. Not sure if staying out an extra lap might have gotten you a little bit extra time, but... Charles still behind Silent. Yeah, I think his bid at second place at least, net P2, might be in jeopardy for the time being. As take a look at this, Freeze Foundation drivers going at it. Well, technically, I think FND quit on us. And yeah, FND, you got the fidget spinner award, and you get the Price is Right horn because FND, we can't be quitting. Don't be quitting on the Freeze Foundation. No, you don't get that award. That was an accident. You can't be quitting on the Foundation. You're one of the only Foundation people here tonight. And here comes Lion. Where did Lion start? He started back in 8th. So we'll see where he cycles out. JMB fastest lap, 28.8, which is still 2 seconds off the race lap record. I don't think that's going to be one that JMB gets, as Seafreeze, hate to say it, you have added your name to the naughty list. You know, I'm just gonna mute until the ads go away. Because, yeah, we'll keep this in the library until we get this pass overtaken. As the Silent is still out there, and B-Tom is still out there. This is going to be my interview question, because honestly, I don't have many questions right now. This has been a very straightforward race. As Lion overtaken by some guy, Silent overtaken by Jose. And Silent really doing his best here to hold on with those tires. And Silent not afraid to go off the rails with strategy. That might not be the best phrase, but he tries something different at Brazil, and he's not afraid to take risks. And here we go. B-Tom in the pits, J&B going through Stowe. Let's see who comes out in front of the other. Seems like a good stop there by the McLaren guys. J&B headed through turn 16 here. B-Tom still on the straightaway. This is going to be a race that I think J&B is going to get him. J&B, short pitting is going to work. J&B out in front, but he's on 3-lap old mediums, and B-Tom has pressed off, so strategy. Once again, we saw it last week. B-Tom, the king of strategy as of late, going for win number 45. Now, I didn't think win 50 was possible this season for him because we've got 6 races to go, but if he wins 5 of the final 6, he could get it. Which that would be unprecedented considering he's got tough competition with J&B, but respective flank, you can take your cheap advertising somewhere else. We don't like bots. I do not have a bot sound effect because I'm not encouraging the bots. That will never happen in my commentary booth. No robot sound effects. And really, Sir Charles, I want to get Charles on the podium, but I don't know. He's under fire here from Jose, and Jose might get him right here. In the stow, side by side. Charles doesn't give him much room. He holds tough around the outside. Jose trying to switch back, maybe a puppet move there. As, whoa! That's a lot happening there. And Charles still there ahead of Jose. And in the pits finally is silent. Tried something, didn't work. Was probably looking for a safety car, but who knows, maybe this will help him here. As you can take the softs, I mean, we saw people take the softs 12 laps. Really, how good are they after 12 laps? And I guess that's what I'm going to ask for the podium interview, as here comes Jose on Sir Charles into turn 6. Side by side, he runs Sir Charles a little bit wide, and that's all she wrote. Jose up into P3, looking for his second podium on the season. His first since Baku. At the front, though, look at this. B-Tom. Interesting. He's going for fastest lap, I think. That's why he's burning the battery. I thought he was doing it to catch up to J&B, but he's probably... Interesting. I'll have to ask him about that. Yeah, interesting. Because we don't normally see B-Tom burn the battery that quickly. He might have been going for fastest lap. And I'm curious as to what his lap is going to be. I don't think it's going to be the TCR race record, but it is enough for a 27.8, which I believe was about a second faster than what J&B just put up. So B-Tom coming hard. And some guy is coming. We got Lion right in front of him, and Lion's third place point spot may be safe for the time being, as Jose has 35 points. Charles has 37. Charles is now getting 12. He's going to have 49. Yeah, he'll be just short. Jose, though, 35, 15, 50. Ooh. This battle for third is heating up fast. It's going to be a good battle for third and points as we approach the second half of the season. J&B is looking for his 9th win, by the way, and that would tie me. So, not that that matters, because I'm tied with like a billion others for, I think it's like 13th on the all-time win list, but I think J&B is going to pass me before the season's over. And J&B, he's got the ability to get up into the top 5 all-time for wins, because Go-To Guy has 13 wins, and he is 5th on the all-time win list, and J&B is at 9 right now. So if J&B can get 4 more wins before the season's done, he will be 5th all-time in wins. Let's say J&B just gets 3 more wins. He'll be tied for 7th all-time. So it really just shows there's really been a couple people that have really dominated this league, and they're both in this race. B-Tom with 45 wins, Seafreeze 34 wins, and he held that record for, I think, 17 seasons or so. The B-Tom did overtake. I do want to point out something. B-Tom did overtake Seafreeze for the most podiums in TCR back in Monza. I meant to say something there. B-Tom now has the most podiums in TCR with 85. And Seafreeze has 83 podiums. That's a lot of podiums between those two, and that is 9 championships, could be 10 championships coming up between those two, as these two, top two in the points, side by side through Stowe, and B-Tom gets by J&B. Strategy once again going into B-Tom's favor, and now B-Tom has to run. Some guy getting by Lion. Will Lion make a move here down into Vale? He does not. And Mahmoud kind of been quietly lurking in that 8th spot, as it looks like Lion is going for a move. We'll watch it here from Mahmoud's point of view of Lion. He's going to have to wait, I think, and that's probably the smart thing to do, because this Lion, I know that he doesn't use his phone. You know why? Because I bet his phone battery is always at 100. The way he treats his car battery, it could be the same as his phone battery. I don't know. Oh no! Capitan has gone around in turn 7. Oh, that's a shame. He was having a great race there. And what that does is it puts everyone else up a spot. Yeah, that's a shame for Capitan. There was a point where I thought he had a shot at the podium, just from the trajectory of how much spots he was gaining. Looked like he was in a really good spot, but all for naught unless if we get a late safety car, which I kind of hope that doesn't happen, although it would be... I'll be honest, it would be nice. It would shake this race up a little bit. As some guy down to P6, Lion P5, Mahmoud P7, and Capitan down to P8. He's got some room ahead of Seafreeze, so unless if he spins again, which I hope he doesn't, because I would have to give Capitan the fidget spin reward. But, although FND, FND, I know he's not racing, but man, this is why you don't quit the race. Screw points and all that. When you quit the race, your AI leaves you out with 19-lap medium tires. What are you doing? Make that 20 laps. Is this thing gonna troll him and not? Oh, damn it! That's another sound effect. I gotta have the Rickroll as a sound effect. I'm gonna go back through, listen to this entire broadcast, and write down all the sound effects that I thought of, and I'm gonna find videos that don't have ads, because I'm sick of YouTube trying to get every penny they can out of me. And this battle, though, this podium battle is actually still up for grabs here. Charles, Jose, side by side. None of them are lifting here through Vale. Big lockup. And Jose is still there here as they go through Club. Around the outside goes Jose, and he gets the spot back. And more side-by-side action. Contact made between some guy and Lion. And Lion gets the spot. Good racing here. And you're missing nothing at the front. It looks like B-Tom, all he has to do is go off into the sunset. And once again, I will get the winner's prediction wrong for maybe the 6th straight race. I'll have to go back and look, but it's been rough. It's been rough. And of course, I put J&B, the one time I picked J&B for a win this season, and he's not going to win. But still a great race from J&B. B-Tom looking for really a historic points day. I thought it couldn't get better than last week, but B-Tom could be looking for 33 combined points. He's got the TCR Grand Sweep. A Grand Slam. Getting pole for the 5-lapper, winning the 5-lapper, getting fastest lap in the 5-lapper, winning the feature, and getting the fastest lap in the feature. I mean, this guy just has put on a clinic. And he's looking for his 45th career win in his 86th career podium. GOAT? Question mark? And some guy... Oof. I couldn't play the Grinch earlier. But some guy... I hate to do this to you. Bad timing because there was a couple other guys that got penalties before you. But you, sir, have just made your way onto the naughty list.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, some guy.
You're as cuddly as a cactus.
I'm so getting copyrighted.
Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Some guy, I hate to do it. That was the first ever Grinch Award going to some guy for his penalty. How many sound effects can I get off in a 30-second period? He's lurking. Oh, he got by Seafreeze. Okay, that didn't last long. And Seafreeze down to P10. He's got a penalty, so it's not like he would have gotten P9 anyways. But hey, he's getting the point. Adding his name to the column. Good to see. The return of the king. As we have 3 laps to go. And B-Tom, like I said, a historic day. Honestly, one of the better drives I've seen from him. He didn't win by a lot. Because last week it was looking like he was going to win by 30 seconds, but just great strategy, great execution all day today, and he is looking to extend his points lead and get up to a 33-point lead ahead of JMB. And going into the second half of the season, that is going to be a huge momentum boost, looking for his 7th championship, tying his favorite driver, Lewis Hamilton. I wonder how many different cars he's won championships in. JMB, and I'll have to ask him about the strategy. Man, he gave me a heart attack there. I thought he was not in the session the way his car was ghosted. He might have just had a moment, actually. Yeah, JMB definitely had a moment. Not like it matters, though, because he wasn't going to win, and he's not going to lose second place. Which, speaking of second place, the battle for third, behind second place, is happening. I think Charles may be setting himself up here for an overtake on Jose, but Jose has just as much battery. Oh, some guy, I think his ghost just pitted him. Oh, that sucks. Capitan gonna get up to 7th place, though, and add his name to the points column. Capitan, by the way, is a full-time driver in that car. So he and his teammate 7th and 8th. Some guy, he's gonna get points, but that's a shame. So Seafree's actually gonna get 9th. He's gonna get double the points he would have gotten 30 seconds ago. P5 up for grabs. You know, these two, they've had a good, quiet battle all day. Lion, Bamu. And Lion, good points for him because he started back in 8th. Silent, I thought he was gonna make it happen. But hey, you can only do so much when you're starting at the caboose. Final lap for B-Tom, and he is approaching lap traffic. He's got Deathstroke. Man, F&D, are you kidding? Is his ghost not going to pit him? So is he going to get disqualified? Because that would happen in these scenarios. That's insane. If he gets disqualified, then obviously that's going to get vetoed, and we'll give him the... Well, no, he quit on, like, lap 2. He's not finishing the race regardless, but... I'm really curious by this, though. What are his tires at? Oh, my gosh. Let's see Sir Charles. He's going to drain some of the battery right here and get closer to Jose. And he's going to have to make it done on the hangar straightaway. Mahmoud, similar situation here on Lion. Meanwhile, B-Tom is checking out at the front. J&B's got second. Third place, though, Charles approaching Jose in the cops. Charles misses apex a bit right there. Gonna have to use some of the battery to correct his mistake. It's all about the... And I knew it! That's insane! FND disqualified by his ghost. B-Tom, a clean sweep in the TCR Grand Prix. He wins the British Grand Prix round 6. P3, Charles, gonna send it on Jose and lock up massively. What a send! All for naught. Jose gets the battle done. He finishes in P3 ahead of Sir Charles, but not without a good fight. What a send by Charles there. Lion P5, Mahmoud P6. Capitan, welcome back to the TCR grid. Good result for him. Silent P8, Seafreeze, getting to the finish line, getting some points in his return. And some guy will round things out for the points. Deathstroke will finish P11. FND, he's going to get a DNF. That's insane, though, Codemasters. I don't know if I've ever seen that. His game really kept him out the whole time and disqualified him. That's so terrible. Because I think some guys ghost pitted him like 30 seconds after he left the session. That's not right. Oh, man. But what a masterclass from B-Tom. Does a side flip. I don't even know what that was. Gets the pole, 5-lapper, and both fastest laps along with the race win. Just... I'll ask him about the strategy, but really, there's not much else to ask. I mean, just, you know, if B-Tom does win the championship, he's going to have to look back at this race and see the 33 points that he got just from this race alone. Just great stuff. J&B, just a good race for him, just not the best strategy. Jose, a hard-fought battle, holds off Charles, and Charles still looking for that first podium of the year. Same with Lion. And you know, I don't... Both times Jose has finished on the podium, I haven't picked him on the podium. Go figure. Mahmoud, P6. Mahmoud's been pretty consistent this season, actually. He's, yeah, that's about where he finishes, which, you know, I don't care where you finish. If you're consistent, then hats off to you. And 52 points? What is this math? I mean, I appreciate you giving us some results of the TCR Grand Prix, but that's just not correct. That is not correct at all. Where do you get 50? Oh, do you get it from the 5-lapper? Okay, but even then... Interesting, okay. Huh. Cool. All right, let's get these guys in for an interview. I don't know what to ask. I mean, it was a very straightforward race. But we'll get these guys in. I've got questions. I've always got questions. All right. Let's get into the fancy showroom. Who do we got first? We got Jose first, so we'll get to his Ferrari. And we will get these guys in for a podium interview. I think my... Who are you talking to? Who's your co? Seafreeze, I'm by myself. We can't hear them. I know. Yeah, Seafreeze, there was no co. What? Did it sound like I was talking to someone else? I mean, I've been basically talking to myself for an hour and a half, you know? You might as well think I'm talking to someone else at this point before I drive myself crazy. Who do we got? J&B's first into the party. Congratulations. And then Jose, B-Tom. We got B-Tom and we got Jose. All right, perfect. So, P3, Jose, you barely held off Charles there for that third spot. I thought he was going to go bowling on you into the last corner when he had, I don't know how well you saw it from your point of view, he absolutely sent it in the second to last corner there for the spot. So, yeah, just talk about how that battle went.
Like, just wait until last lap so anyone would do anything, because it's so boring with the game, with this thing I call the reverse dirty air. Like, when you're behind, you always gain on the person ahead, and when that happened, yeah, it was just to wait until the last lap, and in the last lap, I had like 90% battery coming in that straight, and I dropped it all. You said he sent it on that right-hander?
On the left-hander, the second to last corner.
Oh, okay, on the chicane then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw him on the inside, on the right-hander, and defended the outside like I always do. Tried to cover the inside for the chicane, but I guess I didn't go as far left as you could, because he ended up inside me anyways. Pause. He ended up on my inside. I also broke late. I missed the apex, but we didn't hit, so that's nice. Then I tried to take that last corner like as smooth as I could, so he wouldn't like do me a switcheroo. But yeah, I think I managed to handle it very nice. He is pissed because I held him in the pits, but I still think I would have caught up to him, because I really had good pace on him with the softs, and as this game keeps confirming, every tire is the same. They don't drop off. They have the same pace. So strategy is just cosmetic at this point. Yeah, props to P1 and P2 for the amazing pace, and I guess I'm glad I'm back in this interview.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since we had you in here, but the last time that we had you in here, it was pretty similar to where you were in a battle for the podium position. It was a little different this week because of strategy, and that's kind of what I wanted to touch up on. What were your softs like at the end? Because it really seems like you could split the race in two with the strategy.
All right, I really don't know what to tell you. The softs feels the same every time. I guess if anything, the rears start dropping off. So maybe the rears wear more compared to the fronts. But that's just about it. I actually feel like I'm getting faster as the stint progresses. And that may be two things. Maybe it's the fuel, and maybe it's just me getting accustomed to the track, which I always do. I always get a big progression as the race goes on, and I finish up with my best pace. That may be to a lack of practice, but I really enjoy it this way, so I might as well keep it. And compared to the last podium, that was in Azerbaijan, yeah?
It was.
Yeah, that was riddled with controversy too, because I had a crash, I guess. And this one I didn't. Well, I guess, yeah, this one felt a lot better because I felt like I drove to my best. And in that last lap, it's just the things I love about racing is that sweet right-hander where I think it's the best corner I have on the whole game. Like I can defend that on the outside pretty good. I always think back at my hero Charlie Clerk defending on Old Hearts in that corner, and yeah, that's the thing I liked about this one, and I hope I can keep it up because.
What is it about you with finishing on the podium in crazy circumstances? Or, like, you can't just finish on the podium normally, it seems like.
I think this is one of the most mildest opportunities I've ended up on the podium. We have no crash. The only weird thing, I guess, would be the holding up in the pits. But, yeah, the only thing I see going for the argument is that he would have stuck up with J&B DRS. But since when I caught up to him, I was catching like 7/10 a lap, 6/10 a lap. I think I still could have made it up if he had DRS, or maybe he had dropped off from J&B, who I think had softs on his last stint too. So, yeah, I don't count this one as much as a crazy one as the others. And to answer your question, why I'm always in the podium when there's crazy races, that's because I suck and I can't do it on pace alone.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
No, don't worry, I would.
You know, actually, if I look at the points right now, you got 15 points, so you have moved up into P5 in the points, I think?
Yay.
So what's, are we surprised by that?
Yeah, it felt good to have more points than penalty points. At this point of the season, I guess I would like to be higher, but who wouldn't? But I'll just play race by race as the weeks goes on and try to keep delivering consistent performances, which are not my strong suit, but who knows?
Hey, it's better to have 50 points than 50 penalty points, right?
Tell me about it. I might just do that.
All right, man. Congrats on the podium.
Thanks, man.
And next up is J&B, and the pace was there. You know, I don't think that was the question at all, but it seemed like as soon as B-Tom put on those softs, it was game over from there. Were you, how quickly did you kick yourself when it came to the strategy? Did you realize right away, or was it not until B-Tom got by you to where you realized you might have screwed up the strategy, possibly? Oh.
He's disappeared.
Where did he go? He has vanished.
He pulled a, okay. So
And he's back, just like Houdini. Just like that.
Yeah.
This feels like an Undertaker interview.
He's shocked.
Nah, I think he's battling with his mic.
Oh, yeah, just said in the chat.
Oh. Well,
His biggest rival this race.
do one of you guys want to answer for him? Maybe I'll answer for him.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
can imagine his answer.
You probably saw more of his race than we did.
Hello. Welcome. Do we have a copy?
Yes, copy.
So, do you think you screwed up the strategy?
Yes. I'm gonna be honest, I chose the wrong strategy immediately. I was supposed to go on mediums to softs, but I didn't edit my strategy. And I didn't click on, like, the alternative strategy to edit it, so I kind of just screwed myself right there. And then right away, I just noticed, like, B-Tom is on the mediums. I was like, yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah. And that's hard, too, to keep the confidence up throughout the race when you know you're in a losing battle when it comes to strategy. But, you know, I did notice we had a special guest in the race tonight. I'm guessing you two are in different rooms. Were you in a voice chat together?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just like yell through the wall as to like if something happens.
No, I mean, if something does happen, then yeah. but we were just both concentrated in our races.
Capitan, he had a good race going. Do you know what happened? Because I saw he spun in turn 7, and he was doing really good until then.
I have no idea what happened. I gotta look back on his stream just to see what happened.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It was a pretty straightforward race, I feel like. Next week, Imola.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you don't like it.
No, that's one of my best tracks.
Oh, you do like it. Oh boy.
That's like my top 3 fastest tracks on the game.
Oh wow.
Right there.
Okay, so what are we thinking? Are we thinking it's a must win, because you did lose a handful of points to B-Tom today?
I think this has to be a must win to stay in that championship fight.
So lots of practice coming up, right?
Mhm.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what I will say is we had dry weather today because it's the TCR Grand Prix. Imola tends to be a little rainy, though, so if you're going to do practice, I would definitely get some wet laps in.
Mhm. Yeah, I will.
Right on. All right. Well, I will say I'm going to blame this on me because I actually picked you for the win today, and you didn't win. So that's my fault. But anyways, congrats on the podium. Good race per usual, and yeah, man, get practicing.
Yeah, thanks.
And the man of the hour with a clean sweep. Let's see. Pole position for the 5-lapper, which is 1 point. Winner of the 5-lapper. Fastest lap of the 5-lap race. Feature race winner and fastest lap. Was there anything you could have done better today?
There was one mistake I made right after JMB pit. Just going through the final corner, got a bit of a snap of oversteer and lost a bit more time than I would have liked from trying to go for the overcut. But otherwise, it was pretty good. If not for that mistake, I probably would have come out like maybe 1.2 behind instead of 1.9, which would have made things a bit easier because I would have caught him when I had the best of the softs, and I would have just blasted past him maybe like a lap or 2 earlier. But in the end, it didn't really make any difference. So I'm pretty satisfied with the end result and the general execution of the race.
You know, I was a little curious by when you came out of the pits. It was the lap after that you killed the battery. I'm assuming that was to go for the fastest lap rather than trying to catch up to him right away?
Yeah, I wanted to go for the fastest lap because one of the issues I had last season is I would set the fastest lap and then someone would snatch it from me right at the end of the race. It was a bit annoying, so I was like, you know what, I'm on these softs, my tires are fresher than anyone else's, so I'm just going to go for it. So if I don't get in DRS range and have an empty battery, it won't matter too much because I'll just catch him a few laps later anyways. So, yeah, it worked out.
And I did notice, too, after you did that and your battery was at like 5%, you got all of it right back. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's this track. You know, I'm not surprised by that. But I noticed at the end of the 5-lap race, you had more battery than JMB, and that's what helped you get by JMB for that win. Did you, because really, we don't do many 5-lappers on the schedule, so did you have a game plan going into the 5-lapper as to how you would have used the battery?
I just wanted to make sure I had as much as possible going on to the last lap. You can't really do a whole lot in 5-lappers just because, you know, the DRS and slipstream is still powerful. So even if you have a pace advantage, you can't really pull away or anything. Like, getting out of DRS range is just not realistic. So you either try and build a semi-decent gap going onto the back straight and just dump the battery you have, or you just sit behind and do it that way. So he overtook me, I think it was lap 3, and I was like, I'll just sit back. We have the gap to the cars behind, so I'll just wait to the last lap. Just because if I went for it again on lap 4, then I'd have to recharge the battery quite a bit. And even though I think I would have been able to like gap him a bit, it still would have been a bit harder to do than had I just stayed behind. So that's what I did.
And I'll ask you the same thing I asked JMB, because JMB's he's feeling really good about Imola. So what's B-Tom feeling? How is B-Tom feeling about Imola?
I like the track in general. I hate it in this game. It could just be that I don't have a good setup for the track. But yeah, I mean, the race will be when I have spring break, so I'll actually have time to practice and figure it out. But I hope it's a wet one, because if not, then I think it'll just be decided by DRS. So yeah, bring on the rain.
I'm sure everyone else is going to disagree with you on that statement.
If every race was a wet race, I wouldn't complain. But I think most others would, so yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, that is going to do it from the TCR Grand Prix. And, you know, the interesting thing is that we're getting done at, like, usual time. You know, through the special format, we get done at the same time because we take out the short qualifying, we replace it with a one-shot and a short 5-lapper. So we're really getting done at normal time. We're not missing our bedtime, going to bed at a normal time, but you should re-watch this race after we sign off, because there were some pretty good moments, and I'm going to re-watch it because I thought of so many sound effects. I'm almost overwhelmed. So many sound effects that I got to add to the TCR commentary for next week, so I'm going to go back and re-watch that. By the way, if you have noticed, we have touched up the podcast, and we're going to continue to do that with fancy thumbnails. So if you want to go back and rewatch some of the podcasts and help us out, feel free to do that on the YouTube side of things. And besides that, we'll have more content coming your way per usual. So until next week, I'm Camden Luca, and yeah, we will see you then.